Compliance presentation, code of ethics, resource allocation, and cultural competency. Moral access to healthcare is more than just a set of legal rights, but it's also founded in moral rights established by law and social standards that should guide us in making moral decisions to provide care without any obstructions to the decision-making process that focuses solely on eradicating pain and suffering in our community. What is Healthcare Code of Ethics? Healthcare Code of Ethics is a set of standards that make up self-implemented and enforced compliance program by the facility's administrators and its leadership to ensure healthcare professionals meet or exceed the expectations of social ethics and morality of a group of patients to whom the facility serves. Our medical professionals have the moral expectancy to treat and relieve those with medical ailments, and those patients deserve access to quality care. Several organizations and agencies help guide a facility in creating and maintaining a code of ethics, but we're going to be proactive to help prevent the need for outside regulation by holding ourselves to a level of ethics that exceeds those standards, because ethics is not just mandatory and expected, but all of our stakeholders justly demand it. Our healthcare professionals will impartially exhibit fair and concise, evidence-based, world-class care consistent with industry standards. We will do this by treating our patients with respect and dignity, with unwavering compromise and respect for the patient's privacy, autonomy, and that is backed by scientific evidence based on the patient's needs that supports their health and their healthcare needs. A code of ethics is imperative to reduce or eliminate waste and prevent immoral decisions to overtreat or undertreat patients that cause detrimental harm to the patients, that put our trust in us to make decisions that are not driven solely by financial advice. Treatment is rendered to patients regardless of the ability to pay for the treatment, and alternatively is founded in moral expectations of providing care to someone who is in medical need and to eliminate the patient's ill health and ongoing fight to prevent pain and suffering for all humanity. Resource allocation is fundamental to meeting patients' moral rights to access to health care by continuing to forecast upcoming financial responsibilities that allow our facility to efficiently and responsibly provide unbridled access to quality care. If we do not properly allocate resources efficiently, we fail to meet the moral expectations of providing access to quality care by underfunding or not funding critical programs that provide quality care to individuals. When we fail to allocate resources, we fail to access quality care properly and open ourselves to legal and ethical issues that begin to unravel our commitment to our patients, which jeopardizes the ethical and moral standards that we stand to strive for and try to uphold. This puts our facility in a grim outlook from our community that we are incapable of providing quality care that they expect. By forecasting future budgets, we ensure funds will be available to necessary working equipment and training to be available in a clean and updated facility that is ready and available to handle any situation that arises to take care of our patients regardless of how complex their medical needs may be or their ability to pay for such services. Cultural competency is providing care to patients with a diverse set of beliefs and values within a specific group that is typically based on their cultural needs and expectations of medical care. In a healthcare setting, it is important to hold patients' cultures to the highest standards. Although this may be challenging at times, we cannot allow ourselves to engage the patient's culture negatively, so that the patient perceives that they are not receiving the best medical care available because of their culture and its perceived limitations. Instead, we need to promote and hold the patient's values with respect and dignity, despite personal opinion and without disparaged treatment based on the patient's association with a particular social, religious, or ethnic group. Disparaged treatment based on a patient's associated group is firmly against the law and directly against the moral foundation of this facility and its stakeholders, as well as the morality to provide access to quality of care for all persons. If we deny access based on a patient's cultural or protected subcategories such as race, religion, or social groups, the facility may become in jeopardy both morally and legally. We need to treat all people equally with the highest moral and standards. Always remember, we're treating a person with an ailment, not a race, religion, or social group. We have looked at 3 different common obstructions to moral access to healthcare. In the healthcare industry, we have to turn a blind eye to such moral interference to be sure we treat every person with the highest level of code of ethics while allocating resources to provide access to quality of care without disparaging treatment to any patient based on an association to a protected group. Our job in the healthcare is to treat the ailments of the person, despite their ability to pay and their association with the group, and to treat them with respect and dignity while protecting their privacy and providing world-class care that prevents pain and suffering for all of our community and humanity as a whole.